what's up everyone? If you're running the Great North Run this year, you need to check this video out. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Fordy Runs. If this is your first time on Fordy Runs, make sure you hit that pink button down there to subscribe on it. Go to our Facebook page and join our Facebook running community if you've not done that already. And check out our new marathon training tops for next year. The links are all below to the Fordy Runs store. We've got Brighton, London and Manchester, I'm wearing it. But we've got the training tops, they're out, there's two designs, check them out. So this video is all about the Great North Run. I've got like 5 killer tips that you need to check out if you're running the Great North Run this year. So let's get stuck in. Right guys, my 5 killer tips for the Great North Run. Actually, the first tip I'm going to give you is about after the Great North Run. If you were lucky enough to get a ballot space in this year's Great North Run, you're going to get an email afterwards and they're going to offer you a membership to, I don't know what it exactly is, but anyway, it's like a membership thing and you get a guaranteed spot for 3 years. Now I'm not sure of the cost, put comments below if you know the exact cost. Someone betted about like 90 quid, but I'm not 100% sure. But you're going to get an email if you manage to get a ballot spot this year, and they're going to offer you membership, and that gives you a spot for the next 3 years into the Great North Run. So I didn't get a ballot space this year, again. So if I ever get that, I'm definitely going to take that up. I say I've got a charity space this year, I'm running for the Leonard Cheshire. But if you did get a ballot space, make sure you check your email afterwards and watch that, because that's a wicked way of doing it again. Because believe me, if this is your first time, you're going to want to do this race again. So that's my sort of top tip number 1. My second tip really is about, for the day, you're going to be able to get yourself a Metro wristband, and that's going to allow you to travel on the Metro and you're going to be able to breeze through. It's going to be mobbed, the Metro, right? If you've not done this race before, the Metro is the way to get around sort of Newcastle, but just be prepared, it is going to be packed, right? It is murder. But what you can do in advance is get yourself a wristband, and that allows you to travel around the system, and you don't have to mess about, you know, touching in, touching out, putting your card here, putting your card there, buying tickets, all that act. Get yourself a wristband, I'll put the links down below, and get yourself, say, one of these wristbands so you can get on and get off the Metro. It is probably the easiest way, I would say, around the town. Personally, I like to walk, but say, if you are planning on getting the Metro or you have to get the Metro, make sure you get one of them wristbands. So tip number 3, and it kind of follows on from the Metro thing. Now, like I said, I prefer to walk, right? So I've deliberately booked a hotel in the centre of town. If you can avoid getting the Metro in the morning, do, right? Alright, it might be a 20-25 minute walk, right? But believe me, that is much easier than being crammed in like this on the Metro and having somebody's rucksack in your face. Look at where you are, look at where the start is, and even if you get off a stop earlier and you walk like 25 minutes, believe me, you'll really benefit from it. It's a lot of stress, a lot of out getting on the Metro that time of morning. You're going to be queuing and all that sort of stuff. It does bring the anxiety levels up if this is your first big event. So my top tip really is to try and walk to the start if you can. I'm not saying go for an hour walk, but if you can say, even if you get off a stop early and it gives you a 20-minute walk, then do it, right? Because it is a lot of aggravation getting on that Metro. It is packed. 60,000 people run this event, and we've all got to get to the start, right? So just bear that in mind, and maybe look at your maps before you get there and see if you can actually sort of get off early or actually walk to the start. Tip number 4, I think we're on. Is it 4? Yeah, tip number 4. Now, I'm going to get shot for saying this, right? And I'm going to probably get strung up for it. But if you are nervous and you worry about going for a wee or anything like that, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. The good thing is with the start of the Great North Run, it's on a banked like dual carriageway, and everybody sort of huddles down the side of it, and then the pens are in the middle. There is loads of trees and bushes, right? And what you find is everybody goes in there for a jimmy, because the main like sort of park bit, you know, where everybody hangs about is miles back. So if you're like in pen J, K or whatever it is, and it's like 10 million miles down, there is portaloos and stuff, but what you find is most people go in the bushes up the side. So pack yourself some tissues, ladies and men, but maybe use the natural facilities that are around. So I'm going to get in so much trouble because they say you shouldn't do it, right? But everybody does it. But so my point is, don't get stressed about, oh, I need a wee and this and that. There is places to go. When we were doing it last year, there was like a gap in the fence, and as we were walking down, because it's like a 20-minute walk once you get started, people were zipping out, going for a jimmy, running back in, and then sort of carry on and walking. So have that in your mind, right? Don't get stressed about the toilet situation. It's actually a wicked place where they've got it banked. A lot of the spectators and runners and everybody's like going into the thing, so nobody's really watching what you're doing. I say, I'm going to get shot for this. You shouldn't really be doing it, I should say that. Blah, 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 blah. But if nature calls, just have in the back of your mind that you can go in those bushes. Right, next tip, I don't know what number we're on, and this is going to help you in the build-up when you're sitting there in your pen. It's a killer one. If you're nervous, you're on your own, you're not lucky enough to be in with, like, I know, like the Fordy Runs crew, there's loads of us, and you are on your Todd. If you are on your Todd, make sure you join the Fordy Runs Facebook group. But if you are on your own, you find yourself standing there on your own, say hello to the person next to you, right? Chances are they're going to be in the same situation, and you can start talking to them, because at the start of the Great North Run, it's like a 20-minute wait at least, when you're sort of hanging about. They do the warm-up and all this sort of business. But if you're standing on your Todd, say hello, smile to the person next to you, either side of you, and it will just bring your anxiety levels down, and it is a real winner. And even if you're chatting about the weather, or you're chatting about the fact you're just weeding the bush, anything like that, just to say hello to the person next to you, and it will help you while you're sort of standing around waiting for the race to start. Next tip, as you're running, and let's say, well, you should do this anyway, but let's say it's starting to hurt, so like from about mile, from when's it going to start? It'll probably start hurting straight away. But when you get started to some of them real steep inclines, and well, not steep, sorry, slow inclines, and they're sort of going on forever, say hello, start saying hello to people and thank you to the people on the side of the road. I mean, you should do that anyway, and especially the volunteers and the marshals who are out there, always say thanks to them and that lot. But if you're going up and you're struggling a bit, say hello, start interacting with the crowds a bit, give the kids a high five, take the sweets, don't eat them, chuck them, but take them, say thanks a lot, and start interacting with the crowd a little bit. The crowds at the Great North Run are the best, and if you are struggling, because we all struggle, I struggled last year, just start interacting with the crowd, start saying hello, because there's such friendly, lovely people up there, and you'll be surprised the sort of lift it gives you, and it gets you through to the finish. I say, so that's another tip really. So say, smile, say hello, thank people for coming out, take the sweets, give the kids a high five, and it'll give you a lift. Well, the next tip is for the end of the race. Now, everybody, you know, when we're meeting up and stuff like that, can get a bit mental. There is letters on your surname and stuff like that. My tip is, and this is even if you're not running for a charity, is to meet at a charity tent, right? So, in the village, you'll go through this finish and you'll have your picture taken and all that sort of stuff, and then you'll sort of filter down. But down there on the right hand side is like the charity village. If you go down there, and I say, even if you're not running for a charity this year, pick a charity that you've run for maybe in the past and meet outside their tent. It's so much easier to meet down there than at the sort of letters, names bit, because that can get real confusing, and everybody's sort of standing around, and believe me, after you finish the race, everybody looks the same. We're all wearing the same vests and we're all, you know, knackered and whatever. So meet down at the charity tent, pick with your spectators a charity, if you're not running for a charity, and say, well, I'm going to meet you outside that charity tent and just stay there. You won't get a cell phone reception or mobile reception, so just meet there, hang about there. Obviously, if you're not part of the charity, don't go in the tent and take the mickey and start using their facilities, but maybe meet outside it. But that's a cool place to meet afterwards actually. It's not as busy, it's not as packed, and it seems to be a little less stressful, so that's another tip for you. Okay, I've got two more ones for you, and then we're done. Second to last one is get the bus back. That's a wicked tip. If you finish quite quickly, get down the buses and jump on the bus, and that takes you back to town. Then you don't have to worry about the metro because the queues are ridiculous. The boat's another good one as well. Take yourself down to the ferry. But either the bus or the ferry are two alternatives that people don't think of. So I say check them out when you finish. A lot of people don't look at the buses, but you can jump on them pretty quick. And my last tip is to check your bag, right? Last year, this is a ledge tip. Last year, in our bag, we had a Nando's voucher. And it was, I can't remember whether it was like 50% off or whatever it was, but we got a deal at Nando's. So me and my brother, we went to Nando's and we cleared them out of chicken. And I don't think many people spotted it. There was only a few of us in there from the Great North Run. So they give you a goodie bag at the end, right? Check what's in there because there's going to be vouchers off for stuff. And they say last year it was Nando's. I don't know what it'll be this year, but if you're looking for something to eat or whatever, check the vouchers in there. I mean, you're going to get like protein bars and the usual junk they shove in there. But have a look at the little flyers in there because you might be able to get yourself a cheap lunch. And it might mean, you know, on your way back to town when you're heading off, then you might be able to get yourself a bit of a cheap lunch. So we've got a couple of weeks to go, looking forward to it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out our Fordy Runs Facebook group and get over there. If you're doing a Great North Run, join our running community and say we're having a big meet up. Check out the marathon training tops. Give this video the thumbs up, subscribe, I think I mentioned that already. Comments below, if you've got any other tips for anybody, stick them below. Check these videos out, they're pretty awesome. But that's it from me, and I'll see you at the Great North Run.